Welcome to Ida's Kitchen. Bienvenidos. My name is Ida Lugo McAllister, and I am going to demonstrate how to prepare a healthier version of alcapurrias, baked alcapurrias, or recipe from my cookbook. Traditionally, alcapurrias are made from a dough that consists of yautias, taro root, and green plantains, and stuffed with a ground beef mixture known as picadillo, and then fried. In Puerto Rico, these fritters are sold at food stands along the beach or festivals and served as appetizers or finger foods. For this recipe, I will be making the picadillo with ground turkey and bake the alcapurrias wrapped in plantain leaves. We have three major food components to this dish: annatto oil, meat filling, and dough. Let's start preparing the annatto oil. Annatto seeds are a rusty red dry seed that is primarily used as a coloring agent to many culinary dishes. The annatto seeds can be heated in oil or ground and blended with other spices to add color and flavor to our tropical cuisine. To prepare the annatto oil, pour 1 cup of extra virgin olive oil and then add 1/3 cup of annatto seeds into the saucepan. Stir until well blended. Cook over low heat until the oil changes into a red-orange color for approximately 2 to 3 minutes. Do not overheat the oil. After 3 minutes of heating, the oil has a bright red-orange color. The annatto oil is done. We can now strain the annatto oil using a fine mesh sieve. Discard the used annatto seeds and set aside the annatto oil. For this recipe, you will also need one special ingredient: sofrito. Sofrito is our parade condiment that is usually prepared in large batches. Here is a recipe on how to prepare sofrito for a single meal for those individuals that are not familiar with our condiments or are unable to purchase sofrito at the Latin market. These are the chopped ingredients to make sofrito for a single meal: 1 garlic clove, 1 tablespoon of onion, 2 tablespoons of green pepper, 2 small or medium-sized culantro leaves, or you can substitute with 3 sprigs of cilantro, 1 tablespoon of ají dulce, sweet pepper, or you can substitute with cubanelle pepper. We are ready to start preparing the picadillo, the meat filling for the alcapurrias. Let's pour 2 tablespoons of annatto oil into the skillet. ½ teaspoon of light salt or to taste. 2 minced garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce, 6 chopped pimiento stuffed green olives, 2 tablespoons of sofrito made with culantro, 3 sprigs of chopped cilantro, 1/2 teaspoon of capers, and 2 ounces of diced lean ham. The ham is optional. However, I like my meat filling with ham for the Alcapurrias. Stir all the ingredients until well blended. And saute for 3 to 5 minutes over low heat. We can now add 1 pound of ground turkey. Coat the ground turkey completely with the seasoned tomato oil-based sauce. Since the ground turkey has a tendency to clump together when cooked, initially stir the meat frequently to obtain a minced or chopped texture by continuing to break up the meat with a spoon. This avoids any clumps from forming. Cover skillet with lid and continue cooking for approximately 20 to 30 minutes over medium-low heat, but this time stirring occasionally. The picadillo meat mixture has been cooking for 25 minutes and it has the minced texture that we are looking for. By the way, I added 4 more tablespoons of annatto oil because the meat mixture did not appear moist. The meat filling is ready. Place in a bowl and set aside. You will need 2 green plantains and 1 pound of yautias to prepare the dough. Some individuals prefer to use green bananas instead of green plantains. Then I would recommend to use 5 green bananas. Let's cut and peel the green plantains and yautias. This is a green plantain, a member of the banana family. It is much longer, thicker, and starchier than the familiar banana. It has a yellow flesh. It is very firm. This particular green plantain measures 11 inches long. With a knife, cut both ends of the green plantain. Make several slits lengthwise from top to bottom, barely touching the flesh. Peel the green plantain using your hands. This is a yautía known as taro root. It usually measures 8 to 12 inches long. The yautía has a brown and shaggy skin. The flesh can vary in color from white, yellow, or pink. With a knife, cut both ends of the yautía. Peel the yautía with a knife or potato peeler. After cutting, peeling, and rinsing the green plantains and yautias, I place them in a bowl with water until we grate them to avoid the green plantains and yautias from turning brown. You can grate the green plantains and yautias with a food processor or a box grater. I prefer to use a box grater because I have a small amount of produce. Grate the produce on the superfined blade. I also wear a cut-resistant glove to avoid cutting my skin on the blade. Let's first grate a green plantain. It takes approximately 3 minutes to grate all the produce. All the green plantains and yautias are grated. We can now continue preparing the dough for the alcapurrias by adding 2 teaspoons of light salt or to taste and 2 tablespoons of annatto oil. Stir dough until the color of dough is uniform. Since I bake the alcapurrias, I like to wrap them in plantain leaves. I purchased the plantain or banana leaves at the Latin market. This is the Goya brand, but you purchase the brand of your preference. You will need 12 plantain leaves cut into 8 by 8 or 8 by 6 inches. I use the first cut as a pattern to cut the remaining leaves. Make sure the width is 8 inches wide and the ribs of the leaves are vertical to allow folding both sides of the leaf with ease. After all the leaves have been cut to size, wipe each side of leaf with a clean, wet kitchen cloth. We have the meat filling picadillo, the dough, and the plantain leaves. We are ready to assemble the alcapurrias. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Spread 1/2 teaspoon of annatto oil in center of leaf. Place a 1/4 cup of dough on top of leaf and make a well. add 1 heaping tablespoon of meat filling in the center of dough lengthwise. Cover the meat filling with dough. Lift the plantain leaf with both hands and gently roll the alcapurria from side to side for a round cylinder shape. Round the edges. The alcapurrias should measure 4 to 5 inches long, 1.5 to 2 inches wide, and 1/2 to 1 inch thick. Once the alcapurria is formed, brush a ladle oil on top. Fold both sides of plantain leaf to cover the alcapurria. Gently place the alcapurria on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Repeat this process. The alcapurrias are prepared, wrapped with plantain leaves, and placed on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. Make sure the parchment paper can be placed in the oven. Place the alcapurrias in the oven to bake for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes of baking, the alcapurrias are fully cooked. However, if you prefer a crispier outer texture, then partially unwrap each one, exposing the top part of the alcapurrias. Let me unwrap a few just to demonstrate. Bake for another 5 to 10 minutes to obtain the crispiness of your liking. The alcapurrias look delicious with a crispy outer texture. Serve warm and enjoy a healthier version of alcapurrias without sacrificing the flavor or texture. When I serve the alcapurrias to my guests and inform them that they are prepared with ground turkey and baked, they are shocked because they were not able to tell the difference in regards to texture and flavor. I am ready to taste the baked alcapurrias. They are crispy. The dough is crispy, yes. And the meat filling has the right amount of seasoning. ¡Qué rico! I hope you have enjoyed watching my YouTube video on how to prepare a healthier version of alcapurrias. Thank you for watching my YouTube cooking video. Please share, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you would like a copy of my cookbook, visit my website, idaskitchenboricua.com, and click on the cookbook tab. My cookbook is a bilingual Puerto Rican cookbook, and it contains 42 authentic Puerto Rican recipes that I learned how to cook while living in Puerto Rico. This side is the English version. If you flip the book over, the other side is the Spanish version. Again, thank you for watching my YouTube cooking video.